Mic check.
You. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Brunswick County Board of Elections regular meeting for June the 16th of 2026. I apologize for being late, but it seems that there is more traffic on Route 17 these days than there is on Route 17 in New Jersey. Oh,
No, it's not.
can we all stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have any adjustments or changes to the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting the agenda as written? Aye. Aye. Opposed? It is accepted. Public comments this time. See, we have a good crowd today. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. I am Jan Stoklinski. I have lived in Brunswick County, Hickman's Crossroads precinct, used to be Longwood, since 2002. And although I wear a D on my shirt, today I sincerely hope that I am speaking for most all the voters, regardless of affiliation. I'll begin by saying that over the past couple of years, I have found this the only board that gives me hope in terms of working together across parties as we actually hear you discussing through your differences. I do hope about our new board that will continue to be fair to the residents of Brunswick County. I also know I speak for many people that we highly respect our Brunswick County Board of Elections staff, and we thank you for the incredible work that you do. I'm here to remind you, to remind all of us sitting here, that voting is one of the few privileges and responsibilities that we have in our country. And I feel that it's the job of the Board of Elections to see to it that our residents have as many possible voting sites to go to and as many legal days and hours on which to vote. However, I also understand that identifying voting locations that are within the law is becoming increasingly a challenge here in Brunswick County. It's been very clear. I'd like to give kudos to our chair, Mr. Pelton, when he shared with us at a recent meeting, I guess a couple months back, that you and Ms. LeBear will regularly meet with the town mayors so that you get their input and get them involved in helping locate appropriate sites. And kudos to the staff for reaching out to the community, asking all of us to help find sites and to let you know when we might find some sites. So let's all continue looking for sites. I also understand the budget restrictions and the overwhelming growth in this county. I do hope the commissioners and those people making decisions about development in Brunswick County also understand there's an impact on voting, as well as the impact on water, electric, schools, sewage, police, internet, medical, roads, and more. Lastly, please be reminded that many workers in Brunswick County work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and I know a number of people who work 7 days a week. And I believe it's the responsibility of our Board of Elections to provide them every possibility of places to vote and days to vote. Not all of us are stay-at-home people. Not all of us work a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job. Not all of us have a job we can just run out at lunch and vote. Not all of us are retired. And the list goes on. We have all kinds of people in Brunswick County. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your commitment.
Thank you. Melissa, did we get that lady's name? I missed it when she introduced herself.
Dan Stockman.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Good afternoon.
My name is Shelley Allen. I'm Chair of the Brunswick County Democratic Party, and thank you for allowing me to speak today. Our party thanks and strongly encourages this board to continue making every effort to find a total of 5 suitable early voting locations as we have in the past. We know it's been a challenge and that you've been working hard on that. We need them more than ever, given this county's exponential growth. In addition, we emphasize that Saturday and Sunday voting be retained, as the weekends offer people in Brunswick County an additional opportunity to vote at a time that works best for them. In particular, those working 12-hour shifts, juggling childcare, or lacking transportation. We are aware that the Republican majority in the North Carolina General Assembly, while failing to pass a new budget since 2023, despite being in the majority, have just today advanced a sweeping elections bill, H 958, full of voter suppression items. One jaw dropper would ban election officials from encouraging voter turnout. Our Board of Election staffers have always done a phenomenal job of informing voters in this county of election dates, times, and voter registration opportunities. We hope you, as official board members, will voice your opposition to such a blatant attempt to suppress the vote. The goal in our democracy should always be to expand access to the polls for all eligible voters and to encourage people to exercise their right to vote. We hope this board will continue to work to make sure that that goal survives. Thank you.
Thank you. For anyone else? Okay. Thank you, ladies. Approval of meeting minutes. You can speak. We all have a copy of the minutes from previous meetings. We have regular meeting from the 19th of May, 2026. Are there any changes or corrections to that? Okay. And I think that's the only one on the list today. Is it correct? Just the one? Okay. Any discussion or comments? All in favor of approving the minutes as presented? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimously. Thank you. Madam Director?
Okay, I just have a few items for you today. First, I would like to introduce to you our newest staff member. Tabitha Macer is with us this morning. Tabitha, wave. Tabitha started with us last week. She is our new candidate coordinator. So that is the person that manages candidate filing, campaign finance, petitions for the office. So she's off to a good start. I'm sure as you all come into the office, you'll see her and get a chance to interact with her. So I just wanted to let you know we've got a new staff member.
Welcome to the team. Thank you.
I also want to bring to your attention, we are hoping to add to the team again. we have a position posted that was recently approved for an election specialist that will focus on poll worker training. So we're doing a little bit of reorganization in the poll worker team whereby I would like to have a dedicated individual to developing and working on poll worker training year round. I think when things are changing and we have someone that comes in to help us on a part-time basis, there are just a lot of gaps and it's a lot of hurry up and catch up to try to get up to speed to get ready for poll worker training. This is also going to allow me to create an education and outreach team within the office that will be able to concentrate more on getting information out to the voters, social media, keeping our website up to date, doing public records requests. So hopefully this will be a positive addition once we get that role filled.
Okay.
Yep.
And just as a note, we have to hire over 500 poll workers for every election. And
We
that's a
talk to
massive
that
job.
many every election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a massive job.
It is.
So,
It really is.
okay.
The other thing I just wanted to highlight, this candidate filing period that we're in right now doesn't usually get the fanfare that the other filing periods get, but we do have candidate filing going on right now for Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor. That will run until 5 p.m. on July 6th. We had our first candidate come in today. So starting today, we'll have an updated list under the 2026 election tab. So if anyone wants to see who's filing for that office, when we have a candidate come in, a new list will appear there.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the other thing I just wanted to share with you, I know in the last meeting, I provided an update about some local bills that we're hoping to change municipal elections for 2 of our local towns, Belleville and Bolivia, to even years. Those bills are still active. However, there has since been a more comprehensive bill that covers municipalities in several counties, and Bolivia and Belleville are both included in that proposed bill.
Mhm.
Again, none of this is law yet, but the new bill would propose that Belleville and Bolivia not have an election in 2027. And they would begin their even year election cycle in 2028. So I'll keep you posted as that legislation moves.
There was an article in the Brunswick Beacon this past week relative to Sunset Beach.
Yes.
And they discussed moving to even number of years and had decided not to
Not
do
to,
that.
yeah.
So just for the record.
Yes. That's all I have for director's report, unless
Okay.
you have any questions.
I see that registered voters were up to 147,300. You know, at the rate we're going, I suspect we are going to, this is my personal opinion, be very close to 150,000 voters by the end of the year, which makes us the 12th or 13th largest county in the state. And just noting that as that number of voters grow, that becomes more of a challenge for the staff and for the board to manage it in an appropriate way so that we don't wind up with folks having to stand in line for hours. And, you know, one of our former members, Mr. Smith, that was always a concern of his, and it's obviously a concern of all of us, that we provide a service to the county voters that is appropriate. All right. Any other comments on the director's report? You guys are easy today. Right. Unfinished business. We have none. Anybody have any? Nothing else? No?
I have none.
Okay. Everybody's happy. Well, maybe not happy, but I've spoken with Sarah and I understand we all have gotten notes about scheduling a meeting for early voting hours for the county in July. And I don't know whether there's any discussion on that at this point?
It's my understanding the meeting has been scheduled for 6 o'clock on July 14th. Is that correct?
Yes, so just for everyone's awareness, that meeting has been scheduled for July 21st. So that's what was advertised. That's probably what everyone is planning on to come and talk to us about finalizing early voting plan. The challenge we ran into is we had one board member with a conflict, and we need all appointed members able to vote on the early voting plan. So what we have done, we felt it was important to keep the 6 o'clock PM time frame so that anybody working could still come and participate in the meeting. So we have backed the meeting up 1 week to July 14th in this room. The calendar on our website has been updated. The PDF version of our schedule has been updated, and I will be sending out an email blast to everyone that subscribes to our emails later this week. So hopefully nobody misses that date change. So we did have to move that early voting meeting back 1 week
Okay.
to July 14th, 6 PM in this room.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anything else? Mr. Iverson? No? Myers? Mr. Lewis?
No, I'm fine.
Ms. Clarity?
Not right this moment.
Okay. The only thing I have is just a comment, a personal comment. Tomorrow morning, I am having total knee replacement surgery, so I am probably going to be out of commission for a couple of weeks, but I don't see any reason why by the 14th of July I can't be here. So
You have your wife push in a wheelchair or something.
it's amazing how many people want to sell you medical equipment when they know you're going to have surgery. So on doctor's orders, I already have a walker, which takes some mental adjustments that I'm not 18 anymore. Anyway, all right. Anything else?
Discussion of early voting. I do just want to provide an update to the board about where we are with preparations for early voting, even though
Okay.
we will not be making a decision today. So I tried in anything I put out about today's meeting, I tried to make it clear that today is not the decision day for early voting. We are still working diligently to try to secure some additional locations. As happens every election, that is challenging. But I do hope that we can come to you at the next meeting with at least one additional site. So we're working on that. Just a reminder of what the parameters are for early voting. And this is outlined in the agenda item that's online. None of this has changed. Early voting is 17 days. We have 17 days allowed for early voting, beginning Thursday, October 15th and ending on Saturday, October 31st, Halloween. So that will be a fun, a fun end to early voting. All sites have to be open on the last Saturday from 8 until 3. Any satellite locations, so that is locations other than the government center site at the Cooperative Extension, have to be open from 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. on Monday through Friday during that 17-day period. So we do have some parameters about the schedule. Now, what the board has the opportunity to decide on is the locations. I do not believe we're going to be in a situation where the board is debating locations, because I believe any location we can get is acceptable at this point.
Certainly.
And
Yeah.
where the dialogue usually comes is weekend voting. So the board will be asked to make a decision on Saturday and Sunday voting during the early voting period at our next meeting. In past elections, you have asked me to provide data to you. So if there's anything that you need from me to help you, help inform that decision, I would be happy to provide it. I will let you know, one of the sites we are looking at adding, hopefully, is the St. James Community Center. I have been in discussion with their town manager about the opportunity for some of the classroom space in their community building with compensation for canceling some of the items that might be happening in there. So board members, I know a few of you live in St. James, feel free to make a phone call if you have any connections there. I'm hoping that we can come through with something like that. We have made many phone calls. We've looked at every church fellowship hall. We have really tried to come up with anything that might be suitable and just are continuing to come up empty-handed. Hoping that we might be able to have a larger location in the southern end of the county in the Sunset Beach, Calabash, Carolina Shores area. As you know, the Sunset Beach Community Center, it's not ideal. It's not large enough. The parking is not sufficient. If we don't have another option, we will continue to use that site. But we are in discussion with a church in that area to see if we can utilize a space that is separate from their fellowship space or their church service space. So hopefully we will be able to come with some additional recommendations for sites in July.
Sarah?
Yes.
As always, I would like the data over the past 6 election cycles, federal on early voting. Locations, hours, amount of voters, what you usually provide for us.
I can send that to all
sure
the
you
board
can just-
members. Yes.
okay. Probably sitting there waiting for that.
6 cycles.
request.
I can do that.
All right, thank you.
One other thing on locations, there was an article in the Brunswick Beacon again last week that the town of Calabash is actively in negotiations to purchase a new building or an existing building on Georgetown Road for their new town hall. And it's, I have not been in that building, but it is just from the road, a very substantial building compared to their current site. And so maybe we can keep that in mind as they finalize that. I don't think it's probably not realistic for this year, but maybe for municipals for next year, it may be an alternative.
Yes, thank you. That is on our radar. I think one of the staff members saw that on social media this week.
Okay.
Mhm.
In the last election, were there any of the early voting places that were totally overwhelmed?
In the last general election or primary, general election, probably so. I think the Leland Cultural Arts Center in presidential election cycles tends to be overwhelmed. Now, we do have another building that in the next presidential election, we will likely recommend 2 sites in the Leland area to accommodate the large growth that we're seeing up that way. So Leland tends to be our busy location.
But for this coming election,
Mhm.
do we think 3?
Oh, the button on the mic, the bottom. Yep.
No, I'll be louder. For the last election, for early voting,
Mhm.
did we have a problem at any of the locations?
With lines, I do know that Sunset Beach at times, because of the parking situation, had times when, we had to have traffic control out there because the cars leaving didn't leave space for the cars coming in, and there's not really marked spaces there. So voters just parking any place they could find a spot, that did become a problem. As far as any other locations, Melissa, refresh my memory in the primary. I don't think we had any other early voting sites with congestion.
But general, we usually have
General, we would, yes.
midterm and
general.
presidential, so,
Mhm. Yes,
which is why we want to expand locations and hours for voting.
yes.
So you're talking about the St. James Community Center. Who are you talking to there?
The town manager who's talking with the center director, the community center director, to try to see what they have scheduled and
So it's the town, not the POA, right?
yes,
Okay, cool.
So it's a town building.
yes,
Mhm.
it's town owned. Mhm.
Which
Is
is separate
there a
from
number
HOA.
of desired sites for this coming election?
Typically, we would want to see at least 5 satellite sites. The 2 areas where we're lacking right now is the Charlotte area and the Southport area. Normally, we would have Leland, something in the south, Calabash, Sunset Beach, and then also Supply Senior Center. So those are kind of staples, and the two areas that we tend to fall short here in recent years is Charlotte and Southport. Yeah.
We've used the the Southport Senior Center
Mhm.
before. Is that no longer available?
So the challenge with Southport Senior Center is it shares space with a lot of other businesses in that shopping center. So the county owns the space that the senior center is in, but the rest of the shopping center is privately owned. There are rules about how many parking spaces need to be made available for each business and things like that. In the past, it has been very challenging with a lot of voters lining up, blocking the businesses, their doctors' offices there. There have been near altercations between voters and business owners there. We've tried every which way to arrange where people line up, to try to delineate parking better, and it's just always a logistical nightmare. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have like a general question, I guess. How long has North Carolina been doing early voting for 17 days? How many years? So I've been here 10 years and it's always, I don't know how long before.
Well, it has varied within there, but I think, Melissa,
Prior to 2006.
I mean, I really think
Like,
that it's
right.
been as long as I've
Yeah.
been here.
Oh.
Oh, wow. So it's been a long time then.
Very long time, yeah.
Yeah, it did get reduced to 10 days, but I think prior to that it was
But it-
17. Yeah, it's gone back and forth. It has seen varying iterations.
All right, so I'll rephrase
based
my
on legislation.
question then. How long has early voting been permitted in North Carolina? Not just election day?
I'd have to look that up for you. That's a little
Somebody-
tidbit I
Ed-
don't
Ed
know off
will
the
look
top
up.
of my head.
No, listen,
Okay.
I never had early voting until I moved here. That's why
Okay.
ever. It's always election day only. So that's why
Mhm.
so much better.
Edward?
Yeah, I'm Googling it now.
Okay. How the hell did we ever survive without,
I know.
you know,
What we're reading.
Encyclopedia Britannica? Give you a second.
Yeah. Start.
This is great. Give it to the octogenarians to figure out. Come on, Ed, you're gonna be my hero here.
No, see, it's not one on that.
All right. No, it's just general. I just was a general,
Mhm.
off the top of the head, if you don't know, it's okay.
Okay.
Says the
I
last
believe
25
that I
years.
probably have it in a presentation from Bob Joyce from the School of Government somewhere. I just have to go digging for it.
It said like 25 years, so that's a long time. And
Okay.
they haven't gotten it right yet. That's what my
Well-
whole point was.
Perhaps we can find that out and include it in the minutes as a follow-up from today's meeting.
Sure,
So-
or I
so
could
it's
just
Public record.
tell you about it at the
I can
next
look it up
meeting.
when I'm leaving. It's all right. I just thought it'd be off the top of the head.
Well,
1977.
Wow, 50 years.
we piqued everybody's
Oh,
curiosity. 1977. That's
That's incredible.
that's really good.
And now more reason is how they haven't got this figured out yet.
I'm sorry?
How they haven't figured it out yet after 50 years. How to do this.
Well,
Uh,
after several hundred, if not 1,000 years, we still try to reinvent the wheel. So,
There you go. There you go.
all right. Is there anything else anybody has? Mr. Iverson?
On the new business,
Myers?
on the, I have, I have something on the other business.
Okay,
All right, so, just to follow, Shelley had mentioned something about, House Bill 958. And I have a comment about that I would like to put before the board. As a member of the Brunswick County Board of Elections for over 5 years now, I find that it is very important for us to advocate for people to vote. I mean, the whole purpose for us to be on this board is to assist, make sure everyone who's legally able to vote can vote.
Mhm.
Anybody, that the votes are counted properly, that we find locations, we find poll workers, we have people properly trained. I mean, this is our job
mhm.
as appointed by each of our parties. The mere fact that this legislation, it wants to ban us from advocating for speaking to have people vote is just, it's unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. So that is one of the 6 main topics in this bill that they're trying to pass. The second one is they want to make staffing positions partisan. So if you're a Democrat, guess what? Republican in charge, you're out. So Sarah, I don't know, I'm not saying that. I have no idea what political party you're, even your political party. Can you imagine what a mess would be that every time a different party got elected, they would get rid of the staff? You know, especially after how well run our county is, having Sarah as our director. That all of a sudden they would replace her with some hack from another party, whoever it would be, it could be a Democratic hack, be a Republican hack, I'm not specifying. It's just, does not make any sense. Number three, that they want to reduce the amount of financial disclosures for candidates. So you can have candidates come in who get money from Russia and can, you know, run for, and not have to disclose that to the state. I don't understand that. The other one that really bothers me is overseas ballots. This law wants to ban people who live overseas from voting only in state elections because it's a state law, but they can't ban them in federal elections. So why are they good enough to vote in federal elections, but not good enough to vote in state elections? I just don't understand that. And the last one that really kind of affects me is petitioning and gathering voter registration. I mean, all parties do it. Again, this is not a partisan issue. I just don't understand how this is making anything better for us, especially in our position on the board. It's just, I don't know. I just had to say my thing and put it on the record that, that I'm
What was the last item again? I didn't quite. follow.
about gathering signatures, registering people to vote. And petition, sign a petition to get like a third party on, kind of a thing. But that's all I just want to say. Thank you for letting me have my time.
Bill, what, 9:58?
Yeah.
Okay. I have not, to be perfectly honest, I have not seen the bill itself. Sarah, is there any chance you might be able to get a copy of what's being proposed and share it with the board? And
Yes.
I don't know whether it'd be appropriate to put it in the minutes, but
No, it would be.
we've discussed it, but
I mean, it's only today. It only came out like last week. I mean, it's been there, but it only Friday was the day they kind of
okay.
presented it to the assembly.
Mr. Lewis, you had something?
No, I was just gonna say, Paula, thank you for your comments, and I agree with them 100%. I think we should contact our state legislatures or whoever to voice our opinion, that, in my opinion at least, that I have serious questions about this particular bill. You're asking us to do a job and then make voting available, but at the same time, tell people not to vote. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm an old man, I guess. Common sense, I guess, kind of just seems to be lacking in the bill. Anyway, enough said.
Okay. Anything else? Madam Director, anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, the chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Also moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you having the spirit to be able to come. Thank you.
Thanks.